Good morning, my friends. Happy Friday. I guess, can you say good morning right at noon? I guess maybe not. Happy noontime. Can you say good afternoon? What do you say right at noon? That is the question of the day, right? Any ideas, please chat them in. Thank you so much for being here. It is Friday. That means we're doing the Friday weekly wrap up. And most of you here know that means go ahead and ask for a card, and I will pull a card to wrap up your week. I want to say thank you especially to our members who are here. I can see quite a few of you already. Members' names show up in green along with a little sun icon next to them. Members are people who have made a monthly commitment to support this channel. I know now I sound like we're NPR or something. Wouldn't that be fun, right? The psychic version of NPR. That would be great. All right. So what's happening? I want to remind you that next weekend, not this coming weekend tomorrow, but next weekend is Masters of the Tarot Conference at Omega in Rhinebeck, New York. I will be there along with Mary Kay Greer, Rachel Pollack, Madame Pamita, and Shaheen Miro. And you could be there too. I believe tickets are still available. And that means I will be starting my Connecticut summer tour, July 26th through August 9th. So if you happen to be in Connecticut or know someone who wants to see me in person, that can happen. In the meanwhile, of course, now and all the way through, I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, you name it, we'll do it. All right. I think that's everything. Oh, no, one more thing. Tomorrow morning, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have a free class right here. And that is Minor Arcana 7, 8, 9. So you know what to do. Separate out the 7s, 8s, and 9s from the Minor Arcana and join me for class tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Thank you for everyone who joined us for class last evening. When we did Finding Your Personal Major Arcana Cards. If you happen to miss that class, you can watch it in replay. And my goodness, aren't we off to a good start? Clumsy Clairvoyance, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Clumsy Clairvoyance is a member of this channel and is super generous with the super chats, and we really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. So most of you know what this is. It's the weekly wrap-up. It's an interesting thing. I don't know that there's too many other readers doing this, where we pull a card not to look ahead, but look behind just for the week. What did you learn from the week? What happened? What's your takeaway? How do you go forward? How do you heal? Hopefully we didn't all have weeks we need to heal from. Today, I am using my workhorse right now. It's the Smith-Waite Tarot that comes in the tin. I love this deck. I know it's kind of old school. I know it's kind of, I don't know. I think some people are bored with the Waite-Smith images. And, you know, I really like a deck like Lightseers that is more inclusive in its imagery. But there is something about the standard that is, well, standard and classic and all of those things. All right. So first, a card for the collective. What can we say for the entire planet about this week that was? The Four of Wands, and that's interesting given that we know that, COVID is kind of blowing up again in a lot of places, and there's weird stuff in Cuba. There's a bunch of stuff going on. And yet, for a lot of us, there has been stability. There has been creativity. There has been warmth. There has been celebration. So it may look like the whole world is falling apart, and our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers are really with the people in the places where things are not going well, and we know that exists. But for a lot of us, it was a good week, and that's a good thing. All right, let's get to the individual requests. And while you're waiting for yours, or if you happen to be watching the playback, if you hear something, even if it's not a card I've pulled for you, if you hear something that makes sense to you, go ahead and take it as a reading for you. That is part of the magic of these group readings. And we start with my good friend, Smile Soul 20. So nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member of this channel. How can we wrap up your week? The Empress. So I feel like this week you did a good job doing your job. You may have had to do some things for your family, for your mom, for your aunt, for other people in your family. I think that you have done a good job being nurturing of others. As you go forward, it's important to explore your own creativity and to also spend some time nurturing yourself. Hey, Diana, so nice to see you. Glad that you are here. Okay, and thank you so much, Diana, for being a member of this channel. We really appreciate you. Okay. Hey, you get strength. That's a great card. So this week, obviously, you tamed a lot of beasts. You know, and some of those beasts are going to be internal and some of them are going to be external. But I think this week you had a lot you had to deal with and it was not easy, but you kept it together and you kept under control. And you did what you needed to do, so very well done. Hey, Christina R., so nice to see you. A wrap-up card for you, most certainly. The Ace of Wands reversed. You is tired, Christina. You are tired. You are not feeling the energy. You're not feeling the magic, but you keep on going. Let's turn this card right side up to welcome some of that fire energy. You know, you may be having a hard time feeling motivated, and that's hard too. But you're getting there and you're going to be okay. Hey, Kimmy R., so nice to see you. A wrap-up card for you. Three of Wands. You know, this week, Kimmy, I think you might have had at least some moment of vision of how things forward can be successful, how your career can be successful, how your upcoming marriage can be successful, how things can be successful. Maybe you saw just for a minute the light at the end of the tunnel. Keep focused on that, whatever it is, and go toward that success. Jean Mnuchin, so nice to see you. Nervous to get a reading, but hey, it's all in the past. That's funny. Wonder why you're nervous, though. What's going on? See, now you got me thinking. What's up with you, Jeannie? Anyway, we are so grateful to you for being a member of this channel. Thank you so much. And how was your week? Seven of Swords, a tough week. I can see why you're nervous. Maybe this is, I don't know if you're doing your teaching thing already or just preparing for it. Maybe it has to do with your puppetry collective. Maybe it has to do with some stuff going on in your family or stuff going on with you yourself. But it feels like there's a lot. There's a lot of unknowns. And, you know, as you well know, even in a psychic reading, what can come up is, yeah, man, that's unknown. Because not everything is known, and that's the way it is, for real and for sure. So this has been a week of unknowns and a week of stress in a lot of ways. But trust yourself and trust your strength. So often the Seven of Swords comes up to talk about the ways in which we're not trusting ourselves. So trust yourself going forward. Julie Barrett, so great to see you. And it was so great to see you at the Tarot Meetup at Panera last Sunday. It's been so long. Card for you for the week. How was your week? The Hermit. So apparently you scuffled out to see us in Panera. Were with people and then went back into your shell. Feels like this week you may have felt a little bit alone, felt like there was a lot on your plate. Felt like there was a lot you had to deal with. But also, I hope you see that you have the strength and the wisdom to deal with everything you need to deal with. And going forward, it is just so important to rely on that wisdom. Claire C., so nice to see you. And Claire, thank you so much for being a member of this channel. Last night, I found out that both Claire and I are 8s. In numerology. That's a cool thing, right? Which means we share the same tarot birth cards. All right, Claire C. How was your week? The Sun. I think you had a good week. I think you're finding your strength. You're finding how to enjoy your life. You're finding how not to let other people get in your way of enjoying your life. So all that's just great. Joanne Smith, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member of this channel. As predicted, it's been a week. A card to wrap up would be wonderful. So, Page of Swords. Yes, it's been a week, but you are learning, you are communicating, you are checking the boxes, you are taking care of what you need to take care of, one thing after the other. It's been a lot, it's coming at you, but you are on top of it. Just remember, there's a lot here to learn. So keep your mind and your eyes and your heart open to all the things you're learning on a mundane, practical level to help you deal with what you're dealing with, and also on a spiritual level. Hey, Moonlight Tarot, so nice to see you. Judgment reversed. You know, this week, I feel like it became really clear that you needed to get some closure to the past. Maybe something happened where you said, okay, things aren't going forward this way. Or maybe you had just had enough, or recognized that it's time. So closure is the focus. It needs to be. And if you have not achieved that closure, and it feels like that's the case, that's what you need to focus on in the week going forward. Karen Winkle, so nice to see you, and thank you for being a member of this channel. Here is a wrap-up card. Hey, you got the Four of Wands, which was the card for the collective as well. This week, and I know we were talking yesterday about how you had been worried about your kids, but the flip side of that is appreciation for your family. And so I feel like that's a thing too, that this week you remembered how much you appreciate your family. And that's a good thing to do and a good thing to know. Clumsy Clairvoyant, so nice to see you, and thank you again for the super chat, and thank you for being a member of this channel. Really appreciate it. How was your week? Woo, there was a week. 8 of Wands, man. Close your eyes and it's over. Feels like it went by very, very swiftly, but feels like you were able to do some good creative stuff, some good communication. You were able to learn a lot, and you are finding more courage, I think, to just kind of put things out there, and that's a very good thing. Adriana, so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Here is your wrap-up card. 7 of Pentacles reversed. So I'm wondering if there was any kind of change in your work schedule, if there was any completion of a work project, or even the opposite, some work project that it's hard to get a handle on. So just sort of questions about work this week is really what shows up, whether that's work in an official job capacity or just the tasks and projects that you are working on. Some of that may have been stressful. And so, this is a hard card, whether it's upside down or right side up. But the thing to remember is that you are capable of whatever you need to do. Gemini, hang on a minute. There we are. Okay, yeah, that's right. Gemini Sun, thank you so much for being a member of this channel. And thank you so much. I'm glad you were inspired by your reading yesterday. That is so great. Here is a weekly wrap-up. 2 of Cups. So this week, I don't know what your love life is, but this could mean that you had great things happening in your love life this week. It could mean that you had great things happening as far as healing this week of body, mind, or spirit. It could mean that this week you were showing up as a good partner to yourself. It could mean this week that you were finding new partnerships with work or friendships, but one way or the other, healing, partnership, love, those are the energies of the week that was for you, and that's never a bad thing. Autumn Pod, it's amazing how effortlessly this has become a habit. I love it. Excuse me. Those of you who have been able to sort of habitually make it to the Friday weekly wrap-up, the 3-card weekly reading on Monday, the newsletter recap on Thursday, and the Psychic Sampler on Saturday, I appreciate you all so much. Fair warning, as we get into next week and the week after, there will be some interruption of the regularly scheduled program because I will be traveling, and I do apologize for that. That's why we need to get me up to 4,000 subscribers, because once we have that, I can go live from my phone, and I'll be able to keep my commitments more easily when I'm traveling. But I will do my best to stay present here regardless. All right. Sarah Jarman, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your question. A weekly wrap-up card for you. You get strength. You're like the second person to get that. So this week, I think you did a very, very good job. There may have been some situations, either internally or externally, that you had to deal with, but you did a great job dealing with situations, and you came out on top, in control, strong, good. And you did it all with compassion in your heart. So very well done. Okay. Hey, Amy Mauser, nice to see you. Danielle Webb, nice to see you. Iva Morris, nice to see you. The next request I see is from Nicole. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Nicole, to wrap up your week, 7 of Cups reversed. I think this week you solved some questions, like there's been some mysteries and some confusion. And I think you started to feel some clarity. And that is a really good thing. So coming to a place of clarity, whether or not it was what you wanted to learn or know, it's always good to know what's true. And I think that's what you did this week. Catherine Fan, so nice to see you. A wrap-up card for you for the week. Magician reversed. This might have been a tough week for you, Catherine. Did you feel like you did not have what you needed in terms of tools or resources? Did you feel like you were not able to communicate well, or people were not communicating well with you? Did you have a hard time starting something that needs to get started? Let's turn that right side up and welcome to you. Good communication, having the resources that you need, and the ability to start whatever you need to start going forward. Danielle, so nice to see you. Danielle Webb, glad you're here. Here is your weekly wrap-up card. 8 of Pentacles reversed. It might have been a tough week for you too. I am wondering if there's been an interruption in your work schedule, or if projects aren't happening the way you want them to happen. I wonder if there's been some financial issues this week. Let's turn this right side up and welcome for you the energy of production, of creating what you need, of learning what you need to learn, and moving forward swiftly and easily. Iva Morris, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member of this channel. Really appreciate you. Here is your wrap-up card. The World. So this week, I think you may have figured some things out, either internally or externally, about yourself internally or about the world itself. I think you may have had some good news. I think you may have found a way to complete something and maybe even start something new. One way or the other, it looks like you're on top of the world, and that is a wonderful thing. White Magic Witch, so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, 3 of Wands for you this week. I think you may have achieved some success or put some things in motion to create success for yourself. So very well done. Lori Hahn, so nice to see you. Yes, there is time, and thank you for being here. And thank you for being a member of this channel. It's so nice to see you. The Empress. Is your mother no longer living? If that is the case, this week, I wonder if you felt her presence around you. And if it's not your mother, is it a grandmother, some family matron who is in spirit, watching over you, specifically making herself known to you this week? Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not, but look back and see the ways that that could be true. Beyond that, this week, I think you may have used some creativity. You might have been in a position of nurturing others and nurturing yourself. Always a good thing, but make sure you do those two things in equal balance. Claire's, let's see, Claire with an I. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a member of this channel. You may or may not know this, but Claire has launched her brand new tarot deck. She'll be speaking about it at StarCon, just saying. It's called Aunt Lily's Tarot. So look for it. Okay, how was your week? Let's take a look and see. The Seven of Wands, man, it looks like you got a lot going on, that you've had to have some boundaries, that you've maybe felt a little overwhelmed. But remember, you're on top of it. You're large and in charge. You're strong. You're capable. You rocked it this week and you'll rock it next week, but it's a lot, and I get that. Hey, and thank you everyone for the feedback. I do read it and appreciate it, even if I don't read it aloud. Betty Flesher, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here, and thank you for being a member of this channel. So for Monday, you got the Nine of Wands, and it's been that week for you, huh? Okay, so now let's see what we see here. Yeah, Seven of Swords, it's been that week. A lot to deal with, hard to know what's up, hard to know what to trust. Just trust yourself going forward. That's the important message here. It was a hard week, but trust yourself going forward. Michelle H., so nice to see you. A card for you. Yes, indeed. How was your week? The Emperor. I think you took care of responsibilities, did what you needed to do. I think you were a good leader. You were a good example, a good exemplar. And I think that you have, I don't know if you've been happy this week, but you've at least been stable. And that's something. Hey, Super EHOI, so nice to see you. A wrap-up card for the week. Knight of Wands, you might have had some fun this week. You might have done some creative stuff this week. You might have moved yourself forward, maybe a little traveling, maybe, doing some stuff that could be fun, creative, spiritual, or all of the above. Well done. Hey, Cassandra, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member of this channel. The Star. I think you had a good week. I think you are doing well. I think you're hopeful for the future. I think you're learning how to indulge yourself and take care of yourself during this important time in your life. Very well done. Raquel, so nice to see you. It's a family affair here. And thank you for being a member of this channel. So for specific questions, I'll be here tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time. Can handle any specific questions. Today, we're doing the weekly wrap-up when we look at this week for you, Raquel. There are some things you can control and some things you can't. And I think this week you sort of recognized what you had to do, whether you wanted to do it or not. I think you found some enlightenment in that. And I think you're doing a good job being in control where you can be in control and not sweating the rest of it. And that is really, really important. So you're coming into things with the right attitude. Hey, Jackie, nice to see you. Here is a card to wrap up your week. Death reversed. Man, I feel like you had to be really tenacious. You had to be really strong this week. There may be some changes you were hoping for that have not happened yet. But nonetheless, you're able to power through and do what you need to do. Okay. Oh, Iva, you were traveling and you got the world. That totally makes sense. Nalini, nice to see you. Four of Swords. If nothing is working out, Nalini, you keep on working harder and you make things work out. And that's what you're doing. And stay hopeful because you will make things work. Just put your energy into it. It will happen. And Cassandra, happy birthday to you. All right, friends, I want to thank you all so much. That's my time for today. I do apologize if I missed anyone. Thank you, members. Please remember, I'm going to be live twice tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. for class and 12:30 for your Saturday Psychic Sampler. Please join me for both. I appreciate all of you and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.